Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Alexa Show. I am Alexa Servodidio, and I'm so excited to introduce tonight's guest, former NBA player, Jamel Thomas. Jamel Thomas is a man of many talents. He's authored a book, he's worked as a private coach, and recently launched his own clothing line. But above all, his biggest success is his rise above adversity. Jamel, welcome to the Alexa Show, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
So let's start. Tell us about your clothing line, and how did it all come about?
Well, at first I started, selling clothes out in the streets in Brooklyn, out of my car and, having, some friends sell it for me. But after that, I decided to have an event, a presentation to show the line to some interesting buyers. And I invited some people there, and who is my business partner now. His name is Aaron. He saw the presentation and he just bought into it. He said, I want to be a part of it. And then everything became history from there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, your logo is so symbolic of a father, of a man, bending down towards a child. How did that come about? And has your childhood impacted that at all?
Well, the logo is actually my adult self and my younger self. My younger self is a hurting 4-year-old kid that just lost his mom. He just left the funeral and he was crying. And the adult me is the successful one, the accomplished guy telling my younger self, like, everything is going to be okay. I have your back.
Yes. And I think that is so powerful because it is so important for everyone to be able to go back to their younger child, their younger self, and also to be able to comfort that child, but also to be able to give that child, excuse me, the inspiration and the courage and the strength to keep moving forward and to know what the future has to hold for them, and also give them to say, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, well, that's what life is all about, the hurdles. It's all about the hurdles, just jumping those hurdles and moving forward. And I had to jump through a lot to get to where I'm in today. I had to jump through a lot.
Yes. How would you describe your childhood, and how has it made you into the man that you are today?
I had a rough, abnormal childhood for any kid. My mother was murdered by her husband, well, her boyfriend at the time, and he killed her and killed himself, and I had to live with that my whole life. And knowing that information, I moved in with my aunt. She adopted me. She had 4 other kids at the time, and I had my little brother with me as well. So 6 of us living in, a 3-bedroom apartment at one time. And, my mother started having more kids and more kids. So, I felt that I was neglected because of all the brothers and sisters that I had. So, that turned me to the streets of Coney Island, to, fight a lot, sell drugs, come in the house late, do everything disrespectful to your family and to your body and yourself as well. So I had a pretty rough childhood. And there was a lot of people that helped me become the man I am today. A lot of people.
And what was that one turning point, do you remember, or a pattern of them in your childhood where you were at that crossroads and you decided to take that different path for yourself?
I would say when I was 13 years old, my mom, she heard that I was selling drugs, and she told my oldest brother, he beat me up because I was in the street just, doing those, selling drugs, doing all those things. And this was the first time my mom had a conversation with me, and she told me that that the money that she was getting for my brother and I, she showed me the check. It was a little over $200. She said, this is for your other brothers and sisters. This is how we eat, and this is how we survive. And she said, I can give you this whole check if you want it. I was like, I don't want it. I just wanted the pair of sneakers. And, she treated me really nice that day. And, I respected her from that day forward. And I understood what she was going through because, adults don't let kids know what they're going through at the time. And right after that, she bought me the sneakers. I met my mentor back in Coney Island. When I was 13 years old, I was confused kid in the street, and he just came up to me and said, "Hey kid, what you want to do? You want to play basketball?" I just shrugged my shoulders, said, I don't know. So he took me to the basketball court and just started doing all types of drills, and he was telling me that I was good, and by him telling me that I was good, I believed that I was good. And
Yes.
that
And I
was
think,
my turning point.
yes, and I think it's so important to have those moments in life, but also to be able to know that there are those people out there, that one person that can really make that difference, can really be that pivotal moment in a child's life, but also in an adult's life, that can really have that impact to say, you can do this, and that someone believes in you, which I think is just so important to have someone that really just believes in you.
Yep. Well, you know that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. So I believe it takes a village and school to raise a child from the way I grew up.
Absolutely. And you really bring up a great point about school. I think it's so important to be able to have that for many children, to have a place to go, to have a place as a distraction, but also a place to learn and nurture different talents. Because so many times children don't really know what they're capable of or what they're good at. And I think also being able to go to school and be encouraged, or to have that one teacher or someone like that believes in you. And you had that one teacher in high school. Please tell us about that experience.
Yep. Just like you said, they're encouraging. You can go to school for just that one teacher. Like, I'm here today just to see you so you can give me the confidence that I need, because I'm not getting it at home, or I'm not getting it from my community. My freshman year in high school, I was on the basketball team, but I wasn't a good player at the time. I didn't probably play like 30 seconds the whole year. My English teacher, she actually became my mom. And we had this deal in English class. I used to come to class. She was a nice person. I just wanted to see her. She always talked to me after class. And then one day she asked me, like, "Why you never do any work?" I said, "I don't know. I don't feel like doing it. It's boring." She said, "Okay, let's make a deal. I can help you pass this class if you do a book report on Magic Johnson." And back then I had to speak in front of the class, and I was kind of nervous to do it, but I did it. She helped me read through the book, and she helped with my grammar and everything like that, and the rest was history. I did the report. I did it in front of the class, and she was very proud of me. Like, it was like I scored like 40 points in the basketball game. So she gave me a lot of confidence in myself.
Yes. And how did you start identifying, as a child, I know it's so hard, that you were building up confidence? How did you know, okay, something feels a little different?
Well, I don't know. It just things I just wasn't getting from home or the majority of people in my community. Just like my mentor, he told me that I was good in basketball. I believed it. Nobody ever told me I was good in anything. So, and then my English teacher, who became my mom, she told me I was very smart. Like, it was just that. I'm like, oh, I am. Like, that gave me the confidence. So when they said it, I believed it.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. How has fatherhood been for you now? And what is it like? What are those lessons that you want your son to learn and to really be able to grow from?
Well, fatherhood has been a blessing for me. My son, I tell him all the time, I say, you're way better than me as a person. I said, you have your mother and father with you. It's some things I just can't explain. I know one of the most important things is for my kid is just me being there, being supportive of him, doing what, my mentor, my English teacher done to me. Tell him that he's good, tell him that he's smart so he can believe in it. And the kid he's an incredible kid. The kid is well-rounded. He plays the piano, he plays the guitar. He's a very good math student. He's a very good reader. He's a good basketball player, plays baseball. So the kid he's a joy. He's a joy. He makes me complete.
Yes, yes. So he's very well-rounded. He's really been able to be open emotionally, physically, professionally, to be able to learn all these different lessons in life. Did you ever think as a child you would grow up to be such a role model?
No. As a child, no. I thought I was going to be a gangster. I thought I was going to be a gangster, to be honest. As a child, no.
Yes, yes. What is it like now when you have all these children, I mean adults, looking up to you, and really you're inspiring, encouraging so many to not give up and to just keep pushing forward towards their dreams?
Well, me being around a lot of kids and, doing basketball programs and stuff like that, it keeps me on a straight line as well. I'm not a drinker, but I will drink wine or whatever, or maybe smoke a cigar. I think I can do it now. I earned the right to do it. I'm 44 years old, but I would never do it in front of them. Just because if they're gonna pick up a habit like that, they're gonna get it from somewhere else, not from me.
Yes, yes. What would you tell anyone that's watching, that's feeling discouraged or feeling maybe they don't have what it takes to accomplish their dreams, or don't have the people or the resources in their lives to help them achieve their dreams?
Well, the most important thing is for a kid is find a distraction. Basketball was a distraction for me. School was an escape for me. You got to find an escape and a distraction. Those are two most important things. And when the distraction doesn't work out well, you got to keep moving forward, right? Because basketball was my distraction. Like, it wasn't always a pretty sight. It was times I didn't do well. I didn't think I was going to make the team, but I had to put the work in so I can make the team. Just like with school, if I failed a test, like, I had to put the work in to pass the test the next time. So, you got to keep, the most important thing, you got to stay busy. Staying busy is the most important thing.
Yes. And to really piggyback on what you said is those obstacles, those letdowns, the barriers sometimes can also be turned into a positive of learning, of trying something different. It doesn't mean your dream can't come true. I think you also have to have that flexibility, as you so much have, is to be able to say, okay, what are other ways I can do this? And I don't have to take this as this no or this letdown as this is the end for this, but also what can I learn from this, and how can I just keep on moving and inspire and grow?
Yeah, you want to make your mistakes young. You don't want to make them when you're older. It's hard to bounce back because you're going to get judged and, things of that nature. But every mistake that you do when you're young, it's a life lesson. It's a learning lesson. It's something that once you get out of whatever you went through, you understood it and you can give it back to your kid or a kid from your community or someone that needs it. Like, yeah, I've been through this situation. This is how you come about it. This is how I came about it. So those are all life lessons at a young age. You want to make your mistakes early. I know people that make mistakes after they're 30 years old, and it's hard for them to bounce back. Like, they've been good kids from all the way up until 30 years old. But now that they're adults, they're making mistakes. And that's when you don't want to make the mistakes.
Yes. Yes. So what's on the horizon for you? What's next?
right now, my team and I were working on doing photos, picture day for the kids in my community back in Coney Island. It's a tough time right now with all this remote learning, and kids are not, socializing. They're not in school, being active with their friends. I know some kids that's just going through it mentally, emotionally. So we're just going to do a picture day. Kids going to be able to bring two props and just enjoy some food and some drinks and interact with other kids. Obviously you have to keep your distance for the coronavirus laws. But yeah, we're just gonna do a fun event for the kids out there, and we're also gonna come out with clothing items every 2 months.
Wonderful, wonderful. And thank you so much for allowing and giving these children that chance to have something incredible as Picture Day. And I think so many times as adults, we don't realize or remember how important those days are. They might seem small, but it's so incredible and such a gift that you're giving these children to be able to still be able to remember and share and have pictures of what they've gone through and their greatest accomplishments in life of growing up and going through school. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. And we're at the end of the show. And again, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on this evening. And thank you for all your wonderful words of wisdom and also inspiration.
Yep, thank you very much. And if people want to learn more about myself, a little bit about my story, you can go to my website at www.jamelny.com.
Great. Thank you. Thank you again so much. And everyone, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And remember to always find your peace within the chaos. Everyone, have a good night and God bless.